Live.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Gumbert. Am I secretly a vigilante at nighttime? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Everyone, welcome to BARF. Respawn Aim Fire presents BARF. Today we're talking about Batman, the Enemy Within. I'm joined by some real cool cats over here. First, Chad Michael Ennis.
Hey, what's up? What's up? This is me. I have two pairs of glasses. Regular for when I'm Bruce Wayne, and then I pop these bad boys on when I'm Batman. Yeah.
You can't even tell. And then down there, below me on the screen, I don't know where he is for you other folks. What do I call you? We haven't spoken in
I could be
on the thing.
The Catwoman, but you could also call me D. Smitty.
Yes.
Smitty is our Catwoman. We're all here with the glasses on. Very interesting. But yeah, today
You know
we're
what's
talking
weird?
about...
I'm wearing prescription glasses on top of contacts, and I can see perfectly fine.
So completely
I can
normal.
also see
can't
into the
anything.
past and the future simultaneously right now.
It's not good. But yeah, today on BARF, which is Backlog Accomplishment with Respawn and Friends, I'm joined today by these with these fine gentlemen, and we're going to talk about Batman Enemy Within, TellTale Games' second season of their Batman franchise. I got some information here. I'm going to
Oh
read you
yeah,
that
give me the
first.
facts.
Give me the facts.
Show me the car
Straight
facts.
Show me the facts. Batman, The Enemy Within is an episodic point-and-click graphic adventure video game developed and published by TellTale Games and distributed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment under its DC Entertainment label based on the DC comic character Batman. TellTale made a Batman game. That's what all that just said. The game was a sequel to 2016's Batman the Telltale series, received positive reviews with the game's depiction of the Joker and the ability to stop him from becoming a villain. Spoiler.
What? Oh
Being
yeah,
singled
full
out
on spoilers for this thing.
Oh yeah,
if you're
full
not
spoilers
already.
for this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Being singled out for praise. Though TellTale Games shut down in 2018, the licenses for the Batman and the Enemy Within games were acquired by Athlon Games, and both games are re-released by LCG Entertainment under a new TellTale Games label as the combined Shadows Edition in December 2019, which included a special noir-like filter the user can apply to the game, as well as graphical updates and bug fixes.
What?
Yes, the Shadow Edition.
You mean this whole time I should have played the Shadow Edition because it had bug fixes in it?
Well, I think
This is
if
me.
you have-
This is me as Batman, and I am pissed that I didn't know this because I'm the world's greatest detective. And the whole time I said play classic and play Shadow, and I didn't even bother to say what the fuck is Shadow.
You have to buy Shadow, though. That is the difference. But if you have the edition that has the Shadow option, you have the updated version of the game.
I
So
do.
you were
I have that option.
You were still good. You just
Damn
had to pay
it.
for that. So as far as the original release dates, this is back when TellTale was like, we'll do an episode every month, maybe 2 months. We don't know. The game started release in August 8th of 2017. Final episode 10, came out March 27th of 2018. So that's all the basic facts. I guess we'll start with Chad. What do you think about it? How did you play it? Give me the top level.
This is so I played this game. I've never played either of the Telltale Batman games. I've played quite a few Telltale games, and I enjoyed most of them. But I played both Batman games.
You
in the
have?
same...
Which ones have you played?
I played Borderlands. I played Walking Dead Season 1. I played Walking Dead Season 2. The final, 465 days or whatever that Walking Dead one is. I played the Game of Thrones one. I played...
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Game of Thrones one.
Good. I'm glad you
I
did.
did not play Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not play Wolf Among Us. I think that's it, though.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I played both Batman games back to back this month. So I got to see the improvements made from 1 to 2, which aside from we've talked about on the regular podcast, all the technical issues I was having with the first game, but there are also we'll leave those aside because this is a different game. But there were also a lot of other really nice updates they made to the second game in terms of flow and how you make choices and that kind of thing too. So I really appreciated seeing those back to back. The second game in general, I'll just give my high level overview and then we'll talk more specifically a little bit later, but I fucking love this game and I love the story and it is I thought the first game, as we were talking about it halfway through the month, I thought, man, this is a really cool fucking Batman story. And then this one is this is the coolest thing that's ever come out of DC, period. Like DC, this is the best thing that has come out of any DC property, period, that I've ever experienced. Um, in terms of story and character building and the choices that you make and the way that things develop in such a fun way that is completely antithetical to what you have in your head of what these characters are and what they can be. So I appreciated this a ton because I feel like, especially when it comes to Batman, all of these characters to me are so tired. Like the Joker's in fucking everything, and it's always the same basic thing, but it's played by a different actor, and it has like a weird punk twist, and Jared Leto's hit, and so it's still the same stupid thing that's tired. Same thing with Harley Quinn. It's a different actress, same exact character from thing to thing. So this was like really, really cool to see all of these different things, all these different characters, even Iceman and not Iceman, Mr. Freeze, and to see all of these different villains Maverick in a completely new way. So yeah, I enjoyed it a ton.
And you played it on PS5?
I played it on PS5. Yes, the PS4 game on PS5.
Cool. Smitty, what about you? How do you feel? What you playing on?
I played on the PS5 as well, and I echo all the same sentiments as Chad. It's for me, it's one of the best takes on any DC media I've consumed. I love the fact that it's something I wasn't expecting, especially with the whole Wayne family line being just pieces of shit. That was always great. And getting to see like a friendship between Joker and Bruce was very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, it was like Chad said, it was all very unique and enjoyable for sure.
Yep, I am the same as you two. This game is awesome. I had only played the first, I think, 2 episodes back in the day, and I just never got around to it. Played it all this time, basically in the course of 2 days. And yeah, this is great. I love, again, all the twists on the characters. Like, they have twists on characters, even if they end up in the same place you already know, the twist to get there was completely worth it. Let me tell you about a game, not just a voice cast, because again, there's a lot of famous voice actors in this, but every character is like, oh, you're like the coolest fucking version of this character. Like, you're so awesome. Again, there's actors in this, like the dude who did John Doe. I never heard of that guy before. Fantastic. Yeah. The guy's great. Yeah. Oh, he's so good. Yeah, everything top to bottom. And then for technically, on the technical side, I was great. I didn't have any issues at all. It's still a TellTale game, so point and click, QTE, QuickTime event stuff. But for me, it was smooth. The choices were really cool. And yeah, just the take on the story was very interesting to me. So before so for everyone, we're going to get to the end. We're going to have what our choices were and how it affected everybody's game individually. Because boy, let me tell you, I played this game according to the stats, not like most people. So I guess before we get into that, though, I do want to have a talk about the voice cast and I guess the characters. So, like, do you have a favorite performance? Do you recognize any of the voices? Anything like that? I will say, just at top, I like this Bruce. I don't think we get this much time with Bruce in anything Batman, and we get a lot of Bruce time. But there's some interesting names here. But do you guys have a favorite character or a favorite voice performance? And then I have the list of all the actors, and there's some really cool things in here. Chad, I guess you can go first.
I think it's hard not to say John Doe / Joker. Like, obviously, this is the most unique. This is the most we've ever seen about what could be a quote-unquote origin story for the Joker. Which was, I know a lot of people were like, why are they doing that? What makes him so mysterious and scary is that no one knows what the fuck he came from, which you still kind of don't. We still don't know how he got into the mental institution and what happened. We still don't know why his hair is green and why his skin's so pale. He just kind of woke up that way and why he has all of this shit, all of this trauma. We just kind of see how he became Joker. So, like, to see him, and it's like the way that they animated him too was so realistic. So I felt like the entire time I was like, man, I feel like this is a real person. I feel like this is not like a little comic book, little video game character. I feel like this is a real person I'm watching. So yeah, it's hard not to say that he was the best thing in the cast. But I also really, really enjoyed the performance, despite some of the weird choices that I made that made it seem less cohesive, was Lucius Fox's daughter, whose name I can't remember right now. Hold on, it's in my note of screenshots. Yes,
Tiffany, I
Tiffany
believe.
Fox.
Tiffany Fox. Yeah.
I felt like she was really, really great in this, and I did not recognize anyone's voice like just from hearing it, and I never looked up anybody, so I don't know if she's a voice actor that I already know or that has done a ton of stuff, but I really enjoyed her performance in my playthrough.
Yeah, as far as Tiffany, I'm just on Wikipedia and IMDb looking around. Her name is Valerie Ray Miller, and she has basically nothing in her IMDb and whatever page. She's just some actor. Don't be a jerk about it, but doesn't seem like she's in a lot of stuff. Like she's just just a very good voice actor who played this character that most people like. I know about Luke Fox, which is the son of Lucius, who becomes a Batman hero. But I didn't know anything about the daughter, so that was cool seeing this whole side of her.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Harley.
Oh, really?
Only because, well, all right, there's this super annoying commercial on a radio station around here, and it's this girl who does like the Brooklyn accent. She's like, it's it's something about a dime. You get 5 for a dime, and like the way she says it just drives me fuck. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it, and it's like. I'm like every time I heard Harley talk, I'm like, oh, she kind of sounds like this fucking annoying chick from this radio ad that I hear all the time, and I got to turn it off. But she, like, it's almost like she has this. It got me. I don't know how to say it, but it immersed me in the game because I felt like it was literally like perfectly spoken for the character design. Like everything about her just gave me this like cocky, like brash, like New Yorkish chick who just like, I'm gonna get whatever I want because I wear these tight pants and show my cleavage, and all these dudes want me, and I'm gonna talk like a stuck up jerk. And it just sucked me in. I was like, I can't stand this chick. But it was just perfect. It was perfect. She nailed it. Also, Waller, I think, was like, she like every scene she was in, I was like, I was just enraptured in all the conversations I had with her because I couldn't. It was tough to pinpoint which, like, was she really dirty? Was she not?
Yeah.
Like I had like right away, I had an inkling that she was this. I can't trust her. Like she's just shady. And every time I had a conversation with her, I thought her voice actor just killed it. So if anything, those two stood out for me for sure.
Yeah, a Waller who very famous Deborah Wilson, which you'll know she's
Damn, yeah.
Seer
Yep.
from Jedi Fallen Order.
Well, more
She's,
importantly, she's from Mad
Savathun.
TV. She's also
She's
Savathun from
Savathun.
Destiny. Yes.
The generic white
Hey.
chick voice that I do.
Yeah. Just like, oh, I hate Savathun's voice. It's just this generic white chick. Like, well, it's Deborah Wilson. The opposite of that.
But it's
No
really
idea.
cool because Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad game coming out, she's also Amanda Waller still. So that's cool.
Oh, nice.
She's a very good actor. I like her a lot. Yeah, and also I love Harley as well. I just like how, so I don't, again, I guess it depends on how your game went. I like whenever she has like the real talk with Bruce, when she's like, hey, like I gotta act crazy because we in here with these crazy motherfuckers and I can't let anyone really in close. So like, I'm not actually crazy, but don't fuck with me because I gotta be crazy. And I'm like, oh man, I like that. She's not.
Oh, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all.
She had
Yeah.
a real one-on-one with me. She's like, hey, like
You're trying to
I'm
holler,
gonna do
that's why.
this.
You're trying to
do I
be
now?
sweet to her. You're
No,
trying
I
to be
was
sweet
very-
there?
No, I was
No?
not trying to be because I was with Catwoman. I'm not going to cheat on Catwoman. I'm not an idiot.
That's it.
But I was very much like, I was doing like going along with her plan and everything and like respecting her. And she's like, all right, let's be cool on this. I didn't take her
Okay.
advances. And I do like how they switch the Joker and Harley Quinn dynamic because in
Yeah.
most things it's like, oh, like Joker's abusive and Harley Quinn's like all about it. And this one, like she's fucking awful to him and he's just so obsessed with her.
He's just like
I'm
a big old Harley simp. And I thought that was a fucking dope like
It was.
swap to see that different power dynamic between the two of them. I thought that was awesome.
It was very
Absolutely.
cool.
And just sit
so
there
for-
afterwards and to like to go out with John Doe, the Joker, and sit at a coffee shop and talk about girls. And be like,
Yeah.
how do I get Harley to like me? And what do I do on our first date? And he's like, oh, well, me and Catwoman. It was like, that's such a cool fucking scene to see the relationships, not only between those two couples, but also between just to see the Joker and Batman fucking talking about girls. That was so awesome.
It's very cool. Yeah, I like, again, everyone's super good in this game. There's really nowhere you can go wrong. I do like how, basically everybody from Critical Role has been in this. Mr. Iceman, as you said, Mr.
Val
Freeze is
Kilmer.
Matt Mercer, who is, like the main
Oh,
guy.
really?
Yeah,
Dope.
it's Matt Mercer is Mr. Freeze. And then Harley Quinn is Laura Bailey, which everyone knows Laura Bailey from fucking everything.
Fuck,
but
she kills
she's
it, dude.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's very, very good.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard Harley Quinn talk, I was like, I'm gonna hate this game. If I have to listen to this for the entire game, I'm gonna fucking hate
That's
this
what I
game.
mean. It's one of those accents that you like, just like, fuck this. I don't want to hear it. But
Yep.
I
did
great.
appreciate
By the
that
end,
it
I
was
was like,
Yeah, I
think it
appreciated
was
that it was
so
different
she's-
from the squeaky Harley Quinn that we're used to.
right. Yeah.
But
There was that one
It grew
line
on
that I
me.
was telling. I think I tweeted to Adam about. She's like, "We're gonna put you both in. I'll bury you both in the pet cemetery together." or something.
Cemetery.
So, like, not only was the voice acting great, but I think she was written just perfectly. Like, she was funny and she was brash. And it's perfect. It's almost a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's wild how you didn't see the scene where again everything's different. So, well, I'll get to it in a second. But yeah, like how me and Chad had that scene where she was one-on-one and you never got that, which was cool.
Nope.
Yeah, my favorite line was and near the end when Bane is being controlled by Waller, and Joker like throws his batarangs at him, and then you're investigating the crime scene afterwards, and Batman's like, they're like, man, how did this guy not die? Bane's a big boy. Favorite line in the whole thing. Bane's a big boy. You're damn right he is.
Delivery too. What I love about the delivery is it wasn't just like, oh, Bane's a big boy. He can just like, oh, Bane's a big boy.
Bane's a big boy.
It's a big boy. He can take it. He can handle it. So I had everyone before we started recording. I was like, hey, take screenshots. What was your ending? Like, what's your end screen and all your things? But before we get to that, were there any choices that you thought were like really cool or really wild or whatever? So for me, the one I'm thinking of is when you're doing the heist to try to get the Riddler's body, we find out, right? And it's like you can try to stop Bane or you can try to stop Harley.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys do? Because Harley took over because Bane wasn't there. And I don't know if that happened for you guys or what you guys did. I stopped Bane.
I stopped Bane as well. So
what
Bane got left
after
behind.
That for you, Chad? Yeah, Bane gets left behind and gets mad and then comes back. It's like, well, you fucking
same for
unloyal
me.
and shit.
Yeah.
There's a
So
rat
Harley
and all
came
that
back?
shit.
Who was the leader though? Was Bane the leader though whenever Harley came back?
Harley was the leader for sure.
Oh, she still took over anyways.
I mean, it was no, I got the exact same thing as you did. Bane was left behind. Bane ended up.
Oh, so even though you went after Harley,
I
Bane
just
still
basically
gets
stopped
left
it from
behind.
smashing anyone's skull in with a hammer.
Was that same, Smitty? Was that same for you? Because actually,
Yes.
no, I stopped Harley. I didn't start Bane. I stopped Harley. I'm with you. So what happened when you stopped Bane? Does Harley not get left behind?
No, Bane gets up. So maybe I did stop Harley. Whatever happened, I know Bane got left behind and Harley ran the show.
That might be a thing where it happens no matter what. But yeah, Harley ends up running the show.
Possibly.
Man, there's a lot of good ones. So I guess we'll look at our list now. And unless anyone has one in your mind.
The choice to me that I think comes up that's like the hardest choice I had to make in this entire thing was actually the very last choice with Alfred, where you have to decide like, am I gonna be Batman and say bye, Alfred, I'll never see you again, or am I gonna be like, no, Dad, I love you, and
yeah, let's go on a vacation.
Yeah, let's go on a vacation together. Like I think
World.
of all the relationships in this thing, Joker and Batman was really cool, but I think of all the like seeing Alfred like fall apart in this thing. Was a really wild. Great. Like he's burnt out. He's doing all of this stuff. He's concerned about Batman 24/7, and it's getting to him. He's like developing tremors and all this shit. He's passing out. And I think just like seeing him deal with all of that. Usually he's just like, all right, I'm at home. I've prepared your tech, Mr. Wayne, and I'm gonna drop this off at the grocery store, and I'll get you your favorite cheesecake. But like to see him actually. Over the course of both games, just like completely mentally fall apart and to give Bruce Wayne that choice of just like, listen, it's got to be one or the other. I cannot continue for my own health. I cannot continue to support you while you're Batman. I've got to go. I've got to divorce myself from this. Like that was the toughest choice for me to be able to make. Of course, I chose Batman because I'm playing a Batman game. I'm not playing a Bruce Wayne game. And in fact, in every situation where it gave me the choice, like, do you want to try to do this as Bruce Wayne and talk politics? Or do you want to do Batman and beat the shit out of someone's face? I was like, yeah, Batman. Of course I do.
I chose Bruce Wayne a lot. I do love how they basically do that thing that they try to do with Michael Caine in the last Nolan movie, where he's like, I'm leaving. This is too much. it just feels better in this game than it did
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yeah.
To be honest
Yeah.
with you.
It felt like a real heart wrenching decision in this game compared to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, see
And
you later, my
I
cop
saw
car.
in the end that there's like you and X amount of people chose this route. You and X amount of and then the other half chose this route. And there was a small percentage of people that just didn't even didn't hear him out. They're like, no, I don't care about your feelings. We're not even gonna have this conversation. I was like,
take a hike,
what?
Alfred.
Get out
Go
of here,
fuck
kid.
yourself, old man. I remember one quick decision that I struggled with was giving up Joker or Selena. I think was what Waller made you
Oh
do
yeah.
at one point, and I think that's why I never like. So for me, I don't know if you want to go into decisions like final relationships and shit, but I didn't get to Selena like stayed with them
Yeah.
with
Me
Waller
too.
and the agency and shit. So I was like, oh fuck, what did I? So when we postponed the recording, I was like, I'm gonna go back and try and play that scene again to see if I chose whatever I chose differently to see if I get to hook up with her or whatever in later in the game. But I never went back and played it, so we'll just leave
Yeah, that was.
the relationship as
I was there too
as
when it was like we were negotiating, and I was like, "Hey, also let Selena go." And she's like, "You don't have that much room to negotiate. I'm only not going to reveal your identity. That's the most I could get her to do with the information that I got from Avesta, which is just blackmail enough to not
Yeah.
reveal who I was."
Honestly, I didn't try it all. Like we bung in the first season of the game, and I was like, "Great, Selena," and then you're just
did you bring
betraying
her
me at
back to the
every turn.
cave?
I did bring her back to the cave, and you know what? I did
That's
I
hot.
did
That's
like
hot.
linger and kiss her a little bit in the
Yeah,
moment where
nice.
you could either kiss her or you could throw her. But still, like after that, after she betrayed me, I was like, nah, we're just friends. If I even choose to save you at all, so bye, bitch.
No.
So before we get to relationships with each character, I took a picture of all the major decisions for each episode, which is of course in the menu of the game. Is there any of those that you guys find completely interesting? Like for me, I've got some of these where I'm like 10% or less of people did what you did, and I'm very proud of that one. So I don't know if you guys have any of those.
Which
I think
one
the
was that?
lowest.
My lowest percentage one is 5%, where I let Mr. Freeze. I didn't turn on the AC. I said, "Fuck it."
Oh, you
Ooh,
monster!
you monster.
He's a
Oh my
fucking
God.
villain.
Yeah, but he was talking
Yeah,
about
but
saving his
Batman
wife,
doesn't
right?
kill.
That's
No,
true.
it doesn't kill him. He's just like miserable. He's like, "This won't kill me. I'll live, but I'll be in a lot of pain." I was
Oh
like,
my God,
"I'm Batman.
that's
Fuck off."
mercy, mercy, man, have mercy.
My favorite one was going through these episodes. So you and 9% of players told Gordon you could not talk about Lucius. I don't remember. Oh yeah, that's right. When Gordon's like, "Be real with me, Batman. What's going on?" I was like, "I can't fucking say, bro. Don't to tell you." My favorite one was you and 28.5% of players let the agents die by not answering Riddler's questions. I was like, "Nope, not answering them." Because I know Avesta, because she can only take 3 hits. And I was like, well, basically, either at least one agent dies, or both, or Avesta dies. So it's either like Avesta absolutely dies, and the 2 agents live. But if I try to split them up, it's like one agent's gonna die. So you know what? Both agents die. Fuck it. Avesta's staying alive.
Do you know what happens if you? So I got out of it with all 3 alive.
Nope. I was like, I'm not answering. Fuck you, Riddler. I'm not doing
So
it. What
yeah,
happens?
you answer the first 2, and in fact, and then on the third one, Investa's like, "Hey, we got a little secret plan. You can distract him, and I'll distract him, and then you do this." And so you like bust out of the cage. She distracts him, and then she just basically loses her hearing. She has a hearing aid the rest of the time. So
Oh no, we were
yeah,
good.
her
She made it
eardrums are
out.
blown out.
We did the plan. We got out and whatever with Riddler, but those 2 dudes are dead. And
Oh,
she's
damn.
she don't have a hearing aid. She's completely fine.
Yeah, I saved both those dudes, and then later had an opportunity to stop either the clown guy from dying or one of those dudes from dying, and I chose
I
stop the
remember
clown
there
guy
was
from
like
dying.
a moment where you have to like look at your gauntlet to call somebody to do something. It's like, oh, those guys are dead. I don't know why they're in my Rolodex. Those guys got their head cut off in episode 1. Let's see. Where's some? You guys just throw them out. I'm
my
just looking through all the
lowest,
things.
my like most niche decision that no one else made was me and 14.5% of players hesitated during Bane's attack. Oh no, I hesitated because I just didn't push a button in time.
Yeah.
This is the other one. You and 17.4% of players let John throw Catwoman under the bus. She is now in mortal danger. That was after I got what I needed from her, and I said, "Bye, bitch. I'm gonna be friends with Joker now."
What did you need from her? What was that? What did you get from
Let's
her?
see. This was episode 3. I let John throw Catwoman under the bus.
Are you saying you got butt from her? And that's why you
I got
threw her
no,
under the bus
that's-
after you got the butt?
I got
I think that's when the
got the
GCPD
butt.
goes
I
after
got the
her.
butt in the first season, and then I played
That's
both
what
of
I'm
these
talking
back to
about.
back. So basically, I got that butt I needed, and then after I saw that there was no more
Threw
butt
her
to be
under the
had,
bus.
I was like, all right.
You're done with it. My
Yeah.
last one I'll say is that you and 35% of players told John to manipulate Harley, and then he gave you an ink blot test. So I did his ink blot test, and
You're gonna need.
I didn't
what?
mean to
tell me
tell
about the
him
ink
to.
blot test.
Yeah,
I did
so
that
like
one.
if you,
I did that
Yeah.
one too, Adam.
if you like stay and keep talking to him about like what he
When?
needs to do with Harley, when you're
When
sitting
you're
in the
having tea.
coffee thing,
Yep. When
Yeah.
you're having coffee
Okay, yeah.
with him.
he'll start drawing on it and give you an ink blot
Oh,
test.
so you see the bat symbol, and you chose not to go, and you instead stay.
No.
No.
You do the ink blot test, and then the bat symbol comes up.
Right.
Oh.
So what the decision is, what you respond to him about your advice on trying to like seduce, I guess, Harley. If you
Yeah.
tell him you got to manipulate her,
Oh, I
That's
told him
how
to be
you get-
yourself.
I told him you got to manipulate her, dude, and then you get an ink blot test from him.
And then I
Which
was
is
like,
fun.
oh, these things are very clearly would be Batman answers. So I'm like, I will never answer these Batman ones. But I mean, he figures out you're Batman because everyone literally. So does anyone else have any more of the percentage ones before we get into relationships? Because I do have a thing to talk about John.
Mm.
Nope.
Okay, so from jump again. I'm like, I know this is Batman, but everything's a twist on this. I went from jump saying I will defend John to the fucking end of time. I
Me too.
refuse to
Yep.
give up on this dude. So anything that happened with John, I was always on his side, which is affected the relationship in the end. But I was always helping him out. Like he was like, "Are you Batman?" Absolutely, I'm Batman. Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
I actually told everybody that I had a chance that I was Batman. I told Tiffany the minute I could. I tried to
Me
tell
too.
Gordon. I was like, I'm
I told
Batman.
them all.
Because at the end of the day, I'm like, well, my parents are dead, and I'm
Yeah, who
the
else are
richest
gonna
man in
hurt?
the world, and I'm Batman. What the fuck are you gonna do? So
Right.
I was like, if these people, they're supposed to trust me and trust each other. Yeah, I'm Batman. I told them immediately. Didn't even hesitate. Do you tell me you're Batman? Fucking absolutely. Which I said earlier. But yeah, I was
When
with
did-
John.
When
Ride or
did you
die.
tell John that you were Batman? Because I did not at all. I tried to keep it a secret until the very end of the game when he's like, fucking, I know you're Batman. The computer was a dead giveaway. And I was like, oh, shit.
No, I told that whenever you're in the fun house, like he's like, "Oh, is this Harley's base, the fun house?"
Yeah.
And there's all the dead bodies. Like, I don't know what happened because I guess he had an episode and murdered everybody.
Okay.
He's like, "Are you Batman?" I'm like, "Absolutely, yep,
Gotcha. That's also when he reveals that he already knew I was Batman, too.
yeah."
And so I
Yeah.
chose not to tell him in that moment. He's like, fucking, I know it, dude.
He knew
Which
it
I also
anyways,
thought
yeah,
was
yeah.
weird because, like, as he courted Batman and saying, like, hey, I've got this computer. All I need is your help. Blah, blah. I was like, why are you fucking talking to Batman about this computer? I thought you had to deal with Bruce
Oh.
Wayne.
I didn't have the
Yeah.
computer because Catwoman had it, so I never had that conversation with John.
Oh. Yeah,
So
so
maybe I could have lied to him.
there was a conversation where Catwoman, whatever the fuck she did after I blew her off. I don't know.
She was under the bus. She couldn't.
That's right. She was dead on the bus. So yeah, Harley Quinn had the computer, and I had to get Joker to get
John
the computer
stole
from
it
her. So we
from
had
her?
to, yeah, Joker had to go steal it from her, and so. But the whole time I was talking about him with Bruce Wayne. So Bruce Wayne and him were going to talk about it so that he could get the
Make
computer
that
and
deal.
hack it and all that kind of stuff. And then out of nowhere, there's a scene where Joker approaches Batman on the top of GCPD and he's like, hey, so I've got this computer. And I was like, why the fuck are you talking to Batman? And then Batman played along. He's like, oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, I'll make this deal with you in the computer. I was like, wait a minute. You as Bruce Wayne know that he's playing you right now. Because you know that he's got to deal with Bruce Wayne. And then if he doesn't know
Right.
you're Bruce Wayne, then he's making a deal with somebody else. Like, that's a dead giveaway. But anyway, yeah, he's like, yeah, the computer's why I knew that you were Batman. I was like, you fucking asshole.
No, I just
Yeah,
told him.
he fucking knew.
bud. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, everyone can figure it out.
Which
Not
makes
that
it
hard.
so much better. The fact that he knew the whole time and he was
Right.
still willing to do things like fucking stab Bane in the back whenever he's got you in the facility where
Yeah,
you're stealing the virus.
yeah.
And he sees him like about
Stab
to kill
the
you.
shit
and he's
out
like,
of him.
Stab the yeah. Like those moments were so fucking good in this thing.
Good, yeah.
Mm.
You know what?
I love the Avesta thing. You go ahead.
My favorite moment of the whole game was when you're driving the Ace Chemical in the Batmobile. Like you get the shot, it's off to the side, and the chemical places in the background. It's just I'm like, this is so dope. Like just
Yeah.
going to fuck shit up.
That
It's
classic
awesome.
shot. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
love how Avesta figures out that you're. Well, she's the one who tells Waller at the end of episode 1. She's like, "What's up, Bruce?" Like, but it's like, yeah, Avesta. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're criminal minds," because she's asking these questions like, "Oh, you're a criminal minds girl. You're gonna immediately profile me and figure out I'm fucking Batman." I wonder if you just
Yeah.
don't answer her questions, which if they still figure it out. I mean, sure they do, but Wild.
I don't know. Can I ask you just? I think this was a bug. This was like literally the only bug I had in the entire game, but I
Mhm.
think it was a bug. But I'm curious if you guys had it too. In the scene where you first meet, where you and Harley and John are in the car, and you're like
Yes.
talking to her stuff like that, and then you end up
The
driving to
windows.
Wayne Tower. Are the windows just solid gray, and you can't see anything that's going on
Yes.
outside. And they're referencing
Yep.
like, "Oh, there's a little bodega. Go get me a Slurpee." And you're like, "I can't see fucking shit. All I
See
see is gray
shit.
windows."
Yeah, I had that same bug. I think it's a bug.
Okay.
I don't remember that. Maybe I don't remember that noticing that.
I even
Yeah,
like
'cause I
quit
think
the
it didn't
game,
happen.
uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and started that checkpoint again. It was like, nope, same
And
fucking
it still
thing.
happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. So relationships, guys. What was
Yeah.
your ending thing? How do people feel about you? What are the interesting ones?
All of
All right.
mine were like, with the exception of 2, all of mine were in like the U and 55. Like I was like right down the middle, except
Let me tell you
for
who doesn't have that.
Catwoman and
Me
Tiffany.
either. So my Waller one was 15.2%.
I'm with
Ooh,
you.
tell me about
Me
that.
and you made peace with Waller. I was on Waller's side for basically so I love how they do Waller because we know Waller being the bad guy runs the agency. She starts a Suicide Squad. In this game, she
This
kind of does the
basically was
Suicide
the
Squad
Suicide
thing,
Squad, yeah.
but it's like really late. Like she does not start the game being about the Suicide Squad.
Well, I think even like quote unquote blackmailing these villains into doing this work for, like stealing the virus and stuff like that for her. I feel like that's even Suicide Squad basically. Like you're gonna head into this secure facility,
Yeah,
infiltrate
I
it
think
with
she gets
Bruce
the
Wayne.
idea, but she doesn't. She's not already doing it. Like we know Waller is like, oh, she's fucking awful. She's always been doing this. But yeah, I'm with Smitty. It's like 15% of us. I worked with her. I was like, yo, Waller, you have the resources. Like Gordon will be mad, whatever. But we need to take these motherfuckers down. And you're the most resourceful people. And yeah, 15% of people made peace with Waller, and we worked together, which
See,
is the way that we did it.
I made a couple of choices early on that pissed Jim Gordon off, and
Yeah.
I spent the rest of the game trying to just fucking diss Amanda Waller at any given moment to make him happy again. And I eventually
So
did.
that-
I ended up 60% accepted Gordon's apology, and we're partners now. Whereas Amanda
Yeah, I
Waller,
also
we are
got
still
that
in a
one.
stalemate.
I was able to straddle the line because, like, remember, I played the first 2 episodes before, so
Yeah.
I was able to straddle the line and get them both on my side. Basically, just did the right things at the right moments where they weren't. Neither one of them were overjoyed with me, but neither one of them were like, "Fuck Batman." They were like, "All right, Batman's working with us. It's fine. We'll figure this out." My Catman, that's a different character. Catwoman, you and 23% said you loved her, but did not gain her release. So yeah, me and Catwoman rekindled our relationship. We were in love, but I did not have the leverage to get her out of the Suicide Squad. So I am sorry, Catwoman.
Ooh. So me and 35% of players did not say we loved her. Left that fate up to Waller and did not even try to make a deal on Selena's behalf.
You said fuck Catwoman.
Yep.
You had no interest in Catwoman. My Tiffany Fox one was 80%, which was just like, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, work with me.
Yeah, I did the same. 80.6% took Tiffany under your wing.
Which is absolutely the best. Oh, what is your Harley Quinn one? Because that one, I'm assuming, is pretty 50-50 because it says you and 50.1%.
Exactly. That's exactly. You and 50.1% players dismissed her importance to the agency.
Yeah. So she's basically the leader of the Suicide Squad at this point, and you're just like, yeah, you're actually not that important. Fuck out of here, Harley.
Yeah.
But I wanted things to go better because I was like, I like Harley. I know what she's trying to do, but then she just got roped in. It's like, well, you really can't get out now.
Yeah.
So I guess that really only leaves us with a couple more. The Avesta one, oh yeah, I offered Agent Avesta to come work with me because I was like, ooh, I put you in a real bad spot with Waller.
Yeah.
You want a job?
I ended up the same way. I gave her the option to come work with me, but I guess I put her in a bad spot with Waller. Yeah. I think we made the same choices.
I like it says Avesta felt guilty for having survived Riddler's game while her partner Blake did not, which apparently he lived in your game. In my game, super dead.
Oh man. So mine says Avesta was traumatized by Riddler's game and the loss of her hearing.
Okay, yeah. I think losing your partner's probably worse than losing your hearing, if I had to guess.
Although we ended up in the same spot, so
Basically, yeah, it's the last one. Let's see the Alfred one. You and 58% of players let Alfred go rather than giving a Batman. Yeah, I was not giving a Batman.
No, hell no.
Bruce wouldn't. He wouldn't do that.
Nope.
Like if I was Bruce, I wouldn't give it up either. Like, absolutely
Nope.
not.
And the game, obviously, it's called Batman, but also like this is who he is. Like Bruce, I feel like he is Batman, and Bruce is a mask that he wears so that he can continue to do the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
That's always been my interpretation. Like Bruce is the actual mask, and Batman is the character, the person.
Batman is who you really are.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll let Smitty catch up on this. But John Doe.
My bad.
Oh, you're good, bro. John Doe, though. How'd you end up with John Doe? Me and 54% of players told Joker you were still friends.
Yep.
And the post-credit scene is like you go and visit him at his cell as Bruce.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ride or die John Doe all day. Because I'm like, I'm not letting him turn into Joker. And I love how he doesn't turn it. I don't know the other option. I'm assuming it's villain Joker or vigilante Joker. He was definitely vigilante Joker. I'm like, he's trying to do the right thing. Like he's basically trying to be Batman as well.
Right.
Like he talked Harley off the ledge and like got the stuff from her. But he ends up going a little too far. But I was like, nah, bro, like I'm not letting you be Joker. I refuse to let you be classic Joker. So that's how mine ended with that.
I tried to play the entire game actually with that same, not just in terms of John, but with everyone else too. I tried to play the entire game with the mindset that Batman really believes in treating mental health issues, and no one's beyond help. Everyone can get better. So like anytime there's an opportunity to either throw one of the villains under the bus, unless it was Catwoman, or help them mentally, then I always chose the help option. Which honestly, playing both episodes back to back, I think was really interesting. How in season 1 they're like Arkham Asylum has failed this city, blah blah blah. It does not actually help people, and we're going to build a new facility that actually does help people. And then in this one, he's like, I'm going to help you by sending you to Arkham. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
They've changed. You know, the best way that Batman helps people with mental health issues, breaking their arms and sending them to Arkham. Fuck, get in there, kid.
Yep.
You won't be traumatized. Now, Smitty, now that you're back, we talked over all the characters and the decisions. Were anything that stood out to you that was really cool, or just talking about the character relationships at the end?
I didn't hear what you guys said. What happened with Catwoman? But mine was you and 23.5% of players said you loved her, but didn't gain her release.
Yeah, that was me too.
Right, yeah, I fucked up.
And yeah, mine was just 35% of players made no deal with Waller, didn't even try to get her out.
And then for me, did you save Willie or Agent Harrison?
Willie the Clown versus the
I helped Willie the Clown. Yeah.
So the 70% people saved Willie, which kind of was crazy in my opinion.
As Joker's friend,
Yeah, that's true. If we were being committed to helping Joker, that's the way we should have went. But then I did have you and 31.5% of players agreed to hand Joker over to Waller, which I guess at the end I kind of threw him under the bus.
Yeah.
So
he
was vigilante and everything for me, but
so that was the rooftop, and you're doing the blackmail, like doing the back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're not having anybody. Fuck you, Waller. That's what I told him.
That's when I tried to give up Joker to get my ass back.
Yeah.
My Selena.
Dallas.
But I didn't get
either of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got fucking played by
Bros
Waller.
over hoes, man.
Yep. Oh my God.
Man, I'm married, so I can't be doing that anymore.
It's just a video game, though.
Yeah, it's true. But that's how you get. If you want to be married, you need to go the hoes over the bros, I guess.
Yeah. Understandable.
Did you give up your call for Alfred? And I did. Me and 36.3% of players told Alfred you would give up being Batman.
Me and Chad were like, no,
wow.
I'm Batman.
No, we said no.
I
We are
refused.
Batman. Batman to the core.
I felt bad for the old man, dude. I felt bad.
I did feel
for
bad. Again, that was like the hardest decision I made in the entire game was that choice at the end.
But I was just like, Alfred, I'm not going to lie to you. Not giving it up. I love you, bro, but I'm not giving this up.
I think I came to the conclusion, like, after fucking over Selena and the Joker, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I fucked this all up. I'm out
good
of
at
here.
this thing. Nobody I try to help actually ends up good, so.
Let me chill.
I
Let me
give
relax.
Waller all the control. I'm like, here you go. You're the new Batman. You take care of this shit.
Very cool. All right, guys. Was there any more thoughts, or we talked about this? By the game, I would assume everyone would definitely recommend this game to everybody because we all seem to
100%.
like it a lot.
Play both of them for sure. They're great. Also, the animation is beautiful. I know, like, TellTale gets a bad rep with their the mechanics and the systems and shit like that, but the art style, the animations, it's all just fucking perfect.
I love the way
Yeah.
John Doe articulates everything that he does. It's really good.
So
Yeah.
fucking good.
And I would definitely, I would recommend playing both, like if you're playing both and you're playing through the first series and you're like, this is good, but I don't know what everyone's talking about, like definitely play the
Get to
second.
the second one.
Not only in terms of story, but also one of the things that I hated about the first one that you only see for like a second in this one is there's a huge gameplay mechanic in the first one about linking evidence. And you're like, oh, I found, and in this one you do it with the Riddler room, like the trap room. You're like, oh, I found some bloody fingers in a safe. And then you have to walk really slowly over to the other side of the room. Oh, there's a guy with missing fingers. But you can't put two and two. It felt less like detective work and more like Sesame Street. Because then after that, you have to move the cursor over the man. And then you have to slowly walk across and move the cursor to the thing. And then Batman goes, I guess he got his fingers cut off in the safe. And it's like, that was only in there for a second, but it was all over the first season. And even like, if I wanted to go and infiltrate a room and like take out a couple bad guys, I'd be like, I want to draw a line between this guy and the chandelier.
Rockets go here,
and this
the flashbang goes there. Yeah,
whereas this, it's like in the moment, it's like square to punch him in the face, circle to tag him to the ground. It's like, great, awesome,
I grappled everybody.
Perfect.
I was like, every time
everywhere.
it's like, uppercut or grapple. Fucking
Grapple,
anchor
oh
is
my
what
God.
they call it.
Anchor, yeah.
So the first game's good, but the second, like, definitely give the second. It's much better pacing wise. The story is amazing. The gameplay is just more fluid. So highly recommend.
Big agree. All right. Was there anything else, Chad, or do we just end these? It's been a while.
We just ended. I would say thank you to Dallas for joining us. Dallas was playing the
Thanks for having
game,
me.
and I said, "Hey, Dallas, come be on the show with us." And he was like, "I'd love to." Dope. So if you are playing next month's game, GRIS, that game. Anyone out there who's listening, if you're gonna play that, come be a Dallas. He's a cool dude.
Always a
Thanks,
guest,
everyone. That's it.
never a host.
Always the guest, never the bride. That's right.
Never the bride.
Dope. Patreon.com/respawning fire. You can vote on games. And until next time, that's Batman.
I'm vengeance.